Welcome to Spiritual Vacancy, a podcast to help fill your spiritual void and to help guide your inner light. I discuss all things metaphysical, life after death, psychic mediums, Reiki practitioners, the paranormal, and so much more. I hope you listen in each time and I hope you enjoy today's episode. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever y'all are listening in at, whatever time of day it is, we welcome you in. And today I have a special guest. Her name is Miss Rita Divine. She is not just one thing, she has many talents and abilities that we're going to discuss today. And I just want to thank you, Miss Rita, for being here.
No problem. Thank you. It's my pleasure.
And I actually met Miss Rita on TikTok. And she has the best videos. She cracks me up, but she also gets into deep stuff when it comes to spirit. And so I've really enjoyed, I feel like I know you, even though I don't know you. So it's like, I'm like, I know her, she's my friend, but like in fake world. So this is
Yeah.
the first time I actually get to meet you in person. So it's absolutely lovely. And I'm excited to hear
Yeah.
your story about what got you to the point you're at today? So can you kind of like describe like how your spiritual awakening or your spiritual journey or how that started with you?
Absolutely. The very first thing I want to mention is I was minister reader at one point. So I was heavy in the church and took theology, got a theology degree, and that just wasn't doing it for me. I felt that it was something more to really go deeper, like to look at like it was like they say the moon and the stars, like, the sky is the limit. I just didn't feel like it was the sky was the limit. I felt like I can go higher. And so that's when, after losing my cousin, I met Ermi, which is a mentor, psychic medium mentor. And at that time, she was hosting courses, and I signed up. And I found out that was where I was supposed to be. So going into psychic medium opened the door for me today.
Did you have instances prior to like reaching out to Ermi or seeing her where you heard spirit, or did you feel your cousin after they passed, or other losing other people? Like, were you already getting kind of things from spirit, but you didn't understand it, or but you knew there was more to it?
Mhm. So I always knew there was a voice other than mine, even though it kind of sounded like mine.
Mhm.
So I would get things about my kids in the beginning. Spirit was telling me things that my kids was possibly keeping from me. And
Oh,
at the time when I was married, at the
your
time,
kids.
yes, and my husband at that time, things that he was doing, I was getting information, and every time I went to check, it was spot on. So
Wow.
didn't know that that was someone giving it to me. But when I met Ermi, then I knew that I wasn't crazy and
Right.
what was really going on. Because I was just like, how am I knowing these things? You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Um, but once getting with her and she helped me to develop, I was able to see that I've always had the gift, so I was always flowing and operating in it. I just didn't know how to operate or, navigate through it or, use it, I would say.
Right. And I
Yeah.
bet your kids were probably scared. They had to be so scared of you, be like, she
Yeah.
knows, and we didn't tell her. Be like, nothing's getting past you.
Yes, yes. It was so funny, but it was very challenging. I always test the waters though, so to see if it was real, and it was always real. Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
did you feel any like backlash so you were actually a minister and you had a church and you preached at that church, and then when you decided to start doing your other spiritual path, did you get any backlash from the church or negative comments, or did you lose relationships?
Oh, that's a good one, Brooke. Absolutely. I was under an awesome pastor and first lady. I don't have nothing negative to say about them. And that was my exit point. I let them know that, hey, thank you for everything that you taught me. A beautiful message saying that nothing is wrong, but I just feel that it's my time to leave. And absolutely, I got laughed at, and was told that I was making the wrong decision, and that they felt bad for my soul. Yeah, and everybody fell away. People I prayed for in the wee hours of the night totally, yeah, fell off. Yeah.
Turned on you that quick, where you're like, you're supposed to love me like unconditionally. Isn't
Yes.
that what we're
What
taught? But
happened?
yeah, did that hurt your feelings? That would hurt my feelings, or it would affect you. Where did it
Well,
ever make you second guess your choices, but
it
then
did.
trust that you are on the right path?
Definitely. Even with that being said, like a few of my fellow ministers even came in my inbox and like try to remind me of where I were and where I should be. And I even had to fight that. I had to fight that and stand on what I knew, felt in my soul was right, even though I didn't have all the information and the knowledge and the wisdom. I just knew I was walking down the right path and I was exiting the places that I needed to exit. But it was hard leaving the people that I served with for so many years, like
Yeah.
I said, answering prayer calls. I was doing prayer call every Monday on at 5 a.m. I was going to 4 a.m. prayer in the church,
Wow.
serving. So after you serve and you be thrown away, absolutely, it does hurt. It definitely do.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I have to applaud you though, because that's not easy, and a lot of people will not actually follow their true calling or their true
Yeah.
path or look outside of their religion because they are scared. They're
Yeah.
scared of what might happen, or I think a lot of times it's like kind of like instilled in us, like if we do certain things, we're gonna go to hell, or we're bad, or we're evil, because that's kind of sometimes what the things we're taught, right? And then you have your
Yeah.
whole congregation and everybody else saying that because you want to
Yeah.
be true to yourself. There, I know there's a lot of people that are listening that think that like what we do for work is
Yeah.
bad, is
Yeah.
negative.
Yeah.
And for them to even come to get a reading from you, they might second guess it. Like that might cause
Yeah.
evil spirits, or you know what I mean? So I have to applaud you for standing up for what you know and being true to yourself, and not, as much as it does hurt, just continue down the path and not let it change you. Because you
Yeah.
could have easily just gave into that pressure and been like, you know what? The church is right, or the pastors are
Yeah.
right, and this is not okay, but I love that you just were like, you know what? This is me.
Yeah.
You know what? Because that's all that matters. In the end, it's all we have is ourselves, really. So
Absolutely.
yeah, so I think that's amazing that you did that. And
Hmm.
then when you like fully dove in with Ermi, was she your main mentor? Did you get other mentors, or did you take classes from anybody else, or did you just kind of stick with Ermi and you felt like she gave you pretty much all the knowledge you need?
I was following a couple people prior to. They just didn't give me, and no shade, to
Oh
them. I
yeah.
feel like they had knowledge, but it wasn't on the level that I needed. They wasn't mediums,
Okay.
and that was the key thing. That I was going to start a course with a young lady, and it was an interruption, and I knew then, like, okay, I need to sit and wait a second. And then Army came on, and after my cousin passed, and she pulled her, that's when I knew then, like, this is making sense that I'm supposed to be there. And yeah, absolutely, I stuck with Army, and I'm sticking so far, and I say that because um always be my friend,
Mhm.
But as far as mentor, I don't know where spirit will lead me next. But at this moment, absolutely, I'm sticking with Ernie for now. Yes.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I feel like you should have that kind of connection with the people that are training you or teaching you or helping
Yeah.
guide you. Because if you don't, it just like you notice that interruption with the one. So you like, that's
Yeah.
good that you followed your intuition, because a lot of people won't, because they
Yeah.
second guess their own intuition, but not for others. So I
Yeah.
love that you're like in tune with yourself. But a lot of
Mhm.
people will just go with whoever, and then they're super disappointed because they
Yeah.
don't click, or it's not like what they're wanting. Or
Yeah.
I know, like, I've heard stories of people doing mentorships and it's like
Yeah.
Nothing. It's like the basics. Like they didn't teach them anything. They
Mhm.
didn't dive in, or you know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
what they were wanting. So I definitely feel like you, I mean, you were meant to find her. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You were
Yeah.
meant to be in each other's lives. And I love, and
Yeah.
Ermi's great. I know Ermi, she is like a
Definitely.
social media, she's good at what she does. Like that
Yeah.
woman, I'm like, I
Hmm.
don't think she sleeps. I think she could be like part vampire. I'm like that woman. She is like online she is rocking what
Yeah.
she does. And I love
Yeah.
it. I love watching her thrive and grow. And I love that she's your mentor because she is a very special person.
Yeah.
Um, with your development, so kind of talk about how, like, what you started with, because you were like, Ermi was a medium and that's what you wanted.
Uh-huh.
How has your abilities kind of grown from, the mediumship into other avenues?
Oh, I don't even know where to start. They went from mediumship, and I wasn't for sure exactly what to do. So I took Army course, right? And she was on me too, because every time she seen me go live, I wasn't doing spirit led. And I was like, what is wrong with me? Like, what is going on? And I didn't know, um, not paying attention to the flow at that moment. I was just going with it, right? And
Hmm.
I was getting pulled in and always want to go live to do card pulls and readings and mainly like collectives. And it was working. And I'm like, okay, did I take the course for nothing? But no, Spirit was saying that infuse the two. And then it took Army told me one day that you're doing something with the card pulls, which was she said you're going to be teaching. And I couldn't understand that at all. It's like I'm just now learning it. Like, and how is it possible to teach someone else how to read? I couldn't wrap my head around it. And while I magic, it came about. And so then went to Oracle Connect 101 and then Oracle Connect 102. And I'm like, oh, so and I infuse my readings, I use mediumship as well. So sometimes the loved one will come and show up and I'll let them know, hey, your grandmother is here to deliver this reading. So as I do the card pulls, we're gonna flow and I'll describe her to the T and then I'll give the message. So it worked out very well for me. I didn't know how, but it worked out very well when you be spirit led. I always say that.
I love it. I love how it just kind of flowed in your own. You made it
Yeah,
your own.
yeah.
You made it your own, and now you teach. And now, is there any kind of like, what would I say? Like any other avenue or anything that you're interested in that you haven't tried yet, that you kind of got your eye on, where there's like hypnotherapy or past life regressions or Akashic records or anything like that, that you're kind of like eyeing, like, okay, I might want to try
Mhm.
this coming up into the new year?
Yes. So I guess they call it like medical mediumship.
Oh,
I
yes.
can tap into reading like the body. So I'm noticing that like spirit is, and before I can even do a card pull, if something is going on with your body, they
Mhm.
automatically let me know and we detecting it and we getting that out the way, then we can do the card pull. So what I'm noticing is Spirit really want me to help people to notice the body and why is it blocked or why they're dealing with illnesses or health issues. Where is it coming from? And if it is medical, then yeah, we, send them on. That Spirit tell me, hey, you need to get there immediately. But most of the time I'm noticing is blockages and or sicknesses or illnesses because you're not walking in your purpose. And
Mhm.
so that led me to do Oracle healing. I was doing that in April. I started that in April of this year. And so Spirit had me do like a 6 month thing, but it was not just for them, it was for me as well. So it was a course that I heal as they heal, we heal together. And
Yeah.
so I helped a group of women. I think when I did the total, it was probably like close to 60 women, possibly.
Oh.
Yeah, that took the Oracle Connect or the Oracle Healing and amazing results. Even the ones that's not, ready for to be out there, I see
Right.
a change in their thoughts or the way they speak, so grateful. Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, I love that you helped all those women and then you're also helping yourself and then you're also going to be doing more medical stuff, which is
Yeah.
fascinating. So I actually interviewed a guy last year. He's the only medical medium that I've ever met, right? And he actually sees like colors around the body.
Oh.
When you pick up on people's like physical or if it's a blockage, do you actually like see things or do you feel or is it just more like a knowing?
A feel and a knowing for
Okay.
sure. The feeling first. I'm always the feeling for sure.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I was just live before coming on with you, and I like to do spirit led. Whatever I feel on my body, I call it out and see who is it for. We were just live and a young lady. I was picking up a bladder issue,
Oh.
and she had just left urgent care,
Oh
literally.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
so that's a blockage,
Uh-huh.
not fully releasing what you have, that your womb, your area, your sacral chakra, you locking your gifts up, and that will cause you to spirit will make you rest so you can hear, find what it is that you need to hear, or maybe like she was watching me on TikTok, that was meant for her to be resting after urgent care so that she can hear me say that spirit said, this is now time for you to move in your purpose and you
Right.
won't have those issues.
Hmm.
So absolutely feeling and knowing, but always feeling first.
Yeah, I was just curious because I was like, it's interesting how we all work so different on
Hmm.
like how we connect to spirit and there's no right or wrong, really.
No.
There isn't. It's just however you connect, right? So it's
Yes.
fascinating to me to see and hear people's stories of how they connect with the body or loved ones
Yes.
or their process, right? Because it's amazing. And spirit talks to us however we can understand.
Yeah.
And do you notice it with your children that they're sensitive to spirit as well, or are they more like, nope, I have it, but I don't want it? Or how is the relationship with your kids with what you do?
Um, at first they were a little freaked out by it because I was Minister Rita. So it's
Oh,
like,
that's
what? You told us this, and now you talking about this? Like, okay, mom is going crazy. And they have said that to a couple of people, like, we don't know what our mom is doing. It's like, but they always knew I knew something because they couldn't get away with nothing.
right. Oh
And
yeah.
so that part, now it's amazing. They understand more. They trust me. So advice, even though they don't listen sometimes, but they have to have their own experiences. Um,
Right. Right.
but very magical. And it's pulling them into learning more of themselves, going within. So absolutely, and it's building our relationship stronger because when I was in the church as Minister Rita, relationship was terrible with my girls. I was losing them. So
Wow.
absolutely, way much better. Hmm.
Yeah. And now you're remarried now, and
Yes.
he's totally supportive, and I love it.
Yes, totally, totally supportive. Actually, he's the one that like introduced it. So I was like trying to find out which way I need to be going. And he came and like knocked on the door. It was like, hey, this, and this is not true. And I was like, what? And I'm
Uh-huh.
like, but I was told that I had to, be a Christian and I have to walk this way and I got to do this and I can't do that. And he was like, that's not true. But he had to show me it,
Right.
um,
Right.
and that's why I go off of scriptures because that's my everything. I knew the scriptures when it was once a lie, but now I'm unfolding the truth. And so you study to show yourself approved. It's not for nobody else to see. But in the church, I was told that you study and you get on the pulpit and you act the role. You be holier than thou. You lift yourself up and you act like you got it all together and you don't heal. You mask it. And that part, he helped me to see that that's not it. You have to be authentic. And I mean, even breaking it down to some things to where saying things to me that I thought was rude and disrespectful, but it wasn't. It was him just trying to tell me you have to break out of this illusion. That's not true.
Right.
And I'm so grateful for him. I really am because the person I had before was definitely always like beaten with the Bible, judgment
Right.
all the time of me just being me and I can be free now. So absolutely. Yeah.
That's all. It makes a big difference to have that support. Because, like you said, if
Mhm.
you were still with your first husband, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
Yeah.
You would not be changing people's lives like you have. You
Mhm.
did prior, obviously in the church, but now this is a different kind of life changing,
Yeah.
healing that you're bringing. And I love it when the spouses are supportive and then the kids are supportive because it makes a big difference. It really does. It makes you be truly true, not hiding or not having to be, hidden and be like, well, nobody can know about this even in your own home,
Yeah. Yeah.
because of
Yeah.
how I think is Georgia a little more open because I'm in South Carolina. So I
Okay.
mean, it's kind of a mix here of, mentalities about what I do. There's definitely still people that are very, very Southern and not
Mhm.
open at all to what we do in the South. And then there's other people that are so open to it, but a lot of them are in hiding. A
Yeah.
lot of them, will come see me, but they won't tell anybody. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? And that's totally fine because that's whatever their life is, right? But is
Yeah.
Georgia a little more like where you're at, like more open to what you do? Like, is there other, mediums around or psychics or is it still kind of, I know you're in the South, but is it still kind of hush hush? Because I feel like South
Mm.
Carolina is kind like Charleston.
Mhm.
Great. That's a melting pot, right? That's,
Yeah.
they're open to
Yeah.
everything. And the Northerners are moving down, and the Southerners are like, no. And I'm like, yes, move down. You guys cannot move quick enough because they're so open to what we do up there.
Yeah.
They're more open-minded. I'm like, we need a mix. We need a melting pot. But,
Yeah.
how do you feel in your community where you live? Do you feel like you could go around telling people what you do, or do you still feel it has some of that Southern mentality just with the general public?
Okay. I would say me being me, I would want to go around telling everybody, but per my husband said don't because they not that it's half and half. So
Yeah, same
you get some
here.
people look at you like, oh, and then some people look at you like, oh no, because they
Hmm.
were raised up. Grandma said this is
Yep.
demonic, you don't do this, especially in the South. And there's just the stories wrapped around everything. But then you got some that's like deep, the hoodoo, the voodoo, like,
Hmm.
all of it. So it's half and half because even with the events like the vendors, things like that, when they come out they have like crystals and stuff, but it's not as much as it should be.
Right.
Yeah, as I would like it to be. It may be like one or two tables, but not really like that.
Right. Oh,
Hmm.
yeah, definitely. I
Yeah.
think it will grow over
Yeah.
time because I think more people are getting more into it or open-minded about it. So it's like getting bigger and bigger. And it's so funny because I am like your husband and you're like my husband because I don't tell anybody what I do. And my husband's like,
Really?
she's a medium. And I'm like, you don't have, I don't think I am. Like, we can stop right now because I don't like the judgment. And I'm always like, I'm very one about like, I don't need anybody to know what I do. Like, I'm very
Hmm.
private, besides TikTok. I'm very
Yes.
private in my real life about what I do. So we're like switched.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I can
I was
understand.
that way though. I was. I did. I had that big fear, like wondering what people gonna think and the judgment. Now I just don't care. Like I got to a place where, I mean, I keep hearing stores say they not going with you,
Right.
and then why
Right.
would we not fulfill our purpose and
Right.
then we gotta accept the consequences or whatever it is that we didn't do what we were supposed to do because we were worried about what people say. And that's what I stand on firmly now. I didn't at first. I was
Right.
high. I was only posting on TikTok.
Hmm.
I wasn't
Yeah.
posting on Facebook and Instagram thinking I was doing something and I
Right.
wasn't doing much. People still say, I seen you on my FYP and I'm like, oh, shit. It's just like,
You're like going through like delete block. No, just kidding.
yes. And then thinking like, you know what? And Spirit just said, public everything. And so I went
Right.
public. All my pages is public. I don't care no more. I don't block people.
Good for
Yeah,
you.
yeah. Just I don't care. It is
Oh
what.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, I don't care like on my socials, but like I never, I'm like, I don't know. I don't even know what to say. I'm like, mm-mm. I
Spirit
just
had
think,
me go out in public. I read people sometimes.
oh, do you?
Mhm.
Oh wow, when you go
Yeah.
do like an errand or something?
Yeah, like I went to Cousins to get a sub. Brooke, and it's starting to happen to where if they look at me, we do an eye contact, and or the lady had touched me, and the minute she touched me, her mom showed up, and I was like,
Oh,
oh, and it was hard because when I went through everything and she added me on Facebook, come to find out she is deeply into church. She's a Christian. So she never said anything to me again. But the moment that we shared was beautiful. I know for a fact that if she don't get it now, she will later. The message that her mom gave, everything was confirmation.
right.
It made sense.
Yeah.
She cried, but sometimes that stronghold be on people where they just can't let go of what they were always taught, to be true. And some
Right.
people fear to like let it go. And she was one. But my heart goes out to her. Her mom showed up while I was getting my sub, and I gave her a hug and I exit the building. Yeah.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
you changed her whether she doesn't talk to you or not. Like you
Hmm.
did impact her life in a positive way,
Yes.
and it's okay. You don't need the validation of her ever talking to you again because you were meant to be in front of her at that moment. You
Absolutely.
know? I
Can
know.
I tell you about the time when Spirit took me to a doctor's office?
No.
Okay,
They
I
took
had it
you
on
to
my
a doctor's office?
yeah, so I kept seeing the doctor's office. Have you ever heard of Aloe?
No.
It's a doctor's office called AYLO, right?
Oh, you know
And
what's
for
funny
months,
is my gynecologist, his name is Dr. Allo.
wow. Oh, okay, so this is the funniest story, right? And this is stuff that Spirit like what have me doing. I don't know if this for everybody, but this is when I was stop kind of learning. And I don't know if you know of Alicia, the hypnotherapist that works with Ernie. So she dreams, right? She dreams a lot and she sees things ahead of time. So she knew me before she knew me, right? It's so
Mhm.
weird. And
Okay.
so one day I was telling her about, I don't know if I'm supposed to be working at this doctor's office or what. And she was like, wait a minute, what's the name of it? And I told her, and it started ringing to her. She don't have an Aloe where she is. She's in California, but yet she's seen it before. And she heard the conversation and everything, right? And she ended up letting me know that I'm supposed to go in there and walk up to a lady and let her know that I'm a psychic medium and
Wow.
I said, absolutely not. I'm not doing that. And she
Right.
said, you gotta go. You gotta go. And so this is when Spirit was like really getting me to trust, right? And I'm
Yeah.
saying, she can't be right, Spirit. She can't be right. So I would drive past and I feel this pull, like a knowing that you're supposed to be in there, right? And so I would talk to her. She said, girl, did you go to Aloe yet? Did you go to the doctor's office? I said, no, I'm not going in there. She's like, you have to. You have to, you're supposed to do this. Like, if you don't do this, like, I'm going to freak out. So I said, okay. I got dressed the next day and I went in there. She said the lady's hair, she got short hair like yours. She said she's blonde, describing her. And I'm like, okay, I'm nervous as ever. Okay. I pull
Yeah.
up and I go in, I'm shaking. And
I
I'm like,
bet.
maybe this is not right. But the Leo in me was just like, I gotta see. So I went to the
Yeah.
front desk and I almost peed my pants. But I said, hi, my name is Rita Divine, and I'm stuttering, and I'm like, I be on TikTok sometimes, and I'm a psychic medium. And I was like, who's in here lost one of their parents? That's what she told me to say. One of them lost their parent and they been longing for a psychic medium and they need to know if it's real. And she said, when you go to her, you're going to let her know that God answered her prayer, Spirit heard her, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I said, okay. And I did that. And she said, I feel like she's going to be emotional. Brooke, when I tell you, she cried. The lady bust out in tears. It was like freaking magic. And
Wow.
all the other coworkers turned around and looked, and I started crying and I'm shaking. They grabbing us
Yeah.
tissue, and they was like, "Oh my God, y'all want a private room?" And I didn't know what to say. This was my very
Right.
first time doing it. I was like, I didn't know what to say. And I remember saying Rosemary, and she said, "No, that doesn't resonate." And I didn't know at that moment to ask her, "Did your mom have one?"
Oh.
I was
Mhm.
thinking it was a name, but see, I was
Right.
developing my skills and my gifts.
Right.
And I was like, oh man. But she would never forget that I
Yeah.
came in. It was like, what? Who? You
Uh-huh.
know, but my friend who's a hypnotherapist was right. And she seen everything in a dream. The lady hair was actually that way. But I had to let her know that I believe she ended up dyeing her hair back because she was brunette.
Uh-huh.
But everything she said about her, that she was gonna be at the front desk, everything was spot on. And Spirit
Wow.
had me go and do it. Yeah, and I think that was a test to if you do it, let me see how much you trust, and believe.
Yes.
And absolutely, it felt amazing afterwards.
Yes.
But it was so scary before.
Ugh. Like let that
Yes,
shit out. The
yes,
nerves, because I could visualize you like physically shaking and being
yes.
nervous and then being like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, why am I here? What did I really listen to this lady? I'm about to go into this
I
doctor's
told her, I
office.
said, if I'm wrong, I'm gonna kick you. I'm gonna
Right.
kick you. She's like,
And she lived in
no,
California, be like, I'm taking the first flight over there to kick your
yes.
ass.
And right now to this day, we talk about it. And she always say that. And I see you trust in that moment. I say, yeah, you're right. So now and
Yeah.
you know what I paid attention to? The feeling that I felt when I knew I was doing it right.
Right.
And that I say all that to say, that's what I use now to know when I'm doing something right. I keep that in mind. And I think that's what Spirit wanted me to do is test that knowing, that feeling that I'm at the right place, I'm at the right time. No matter if I got the butterflies and the boo-boo guts, I'm
Right.
still supposed to be here.
Exactly. But you
Yeah.
did so good. I mean, I could not do that. There is no way.
Really?
No. By someone else telling me to go, be like, you crazy.
Really? Wow.
No,
Yeah. I
I
had
think
to see.
that's
It was
awesome.
irking me to know, so I had to see.
Yeah, no, I think it's wonderful that you did and you made her like, I mean, that's her
Yes.
time. You know what I mean? Nothing else, even if you didn't even talk about the rosary or anything like that, like you just being brave enough to go in there and give her that message that she did ask for then.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That, she's missing her parents and that's, you
Yeah.
giving her that little bit of healing in that moment, that quick moment. I mean, you trusting, that's huge.
Yes.
That
I
is
was like,
huge.
the
Yeah.
I'm right. You not right. Never speaking to you again. Now we besties. So like,
Right. You're like, you did good, but glad you
yeah,
did not
yeah,
fuck up because that would have been
yeah, like kicking me out. Like, no, it was amazing. No, it was so beautiful. It really
that's
was. I was stuck.
awesome.
I didn't know what to say. But I think about it now and I said, dang, her mom, I know for a fact that Rosary, she kept that, with her.
Yeah.
And I know it would have made sense, but that's neither here nor there. She would never forget that moment, and I won't need.
No,
Yeah,
no. That's so special too, because that's kind of, you said that was at the beginning of your journey before you kind of really dove into the development of it and seeing how it changes as you grow. And,
yeah,
looking back on, I was going to say, like looking back in your journey from day one to where you are now, isn't it amazing? The growth that you would never have imagined, even within yourself,
yeah.
from day one of questioning and then to now.
Yes. A lot. I've grown a lot from the questioning. I would definitely say, even the teaching.
Hmm.
I still have to sometimes remind myself how far I've come. And then not that we need, I need validation or anything, but the
Right.
reviews, when the students is saying, oh my God, this makes sense. And then I'm
Yes.
seeing them go live and they confident and doing readings and they flowing and the message is making sense, instead
Mhm.
of, and there's no shade to any other readers, but it's
Right.
just, I feel that reading should be the next step. What am I supposed to do next? It should be some type of clarity on their journey,
Right.
um,
Right.
and that's what I love. I love solutions.
Mhm.
You come to me, you'll get a solution, and that's what I love to teach. Teach them to where please give them a solution to the problem because they come into you because they want peace or they want understanding or they looking to manifest but they don't know how.
Right.
And we give them the solution to the problem, especially if we saying we connected to source and spirit and we in these realms, like Do you have the magic? And that's the thing, that what it takes to help them on their next journey. That's my biggest thing. That's what I do it for. Absolutely.
That's good because most people that are coming to see you, they have those needs. They're not
Yeah.
coming to see you because they're at a perfect spot in their
Yeah.
life. You know what I mean? Most people don't seek us out if they already have clarity. They need us to validate that they're
Yeah.
on the right path, that where they're going is going to be the right choice. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I love that you teach the people in your class the confidence and just the way to read and to
Yeah.
give them that guidance because I mean
Yeah.
that is really what people are looking for
Mhm.
is our guidance. And we do need the validations as teachers, as
Yeah.
mentors, even as with our clients, because it does show that we are really connected and we do.
Yeah.
And that also shows like what we do and how we love to do it. We do get that. I mean, feedback is so important. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? And that helps anybody grow in any career and anything that anybody's working on, even if it's constructive criticism or anything like that, like I am open to everything,
Yeah.
and I think everybody should be open to it because that's the only way we're going to grow.
Yeah.
That's
I
it, but we do need that feedback for sure.
definitely corrective criticism for sure.
Oh, me too, girl. I'm like, I'm not scared. Like, tell me
Mhm.
all of that. Don't sugarcoat shit. Like, tell me.
Yeah.
Like, don't, no
Give
one's
me
gonna grow if
lots
everybody's
of
just,
tea. Yeah.
yes, exactly. And it doesn't have to be mean. You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
like, just be honest, And I
Mhm.
think if people are honest, it just helps everybody grow even
Yeah.
more. You know what I mean? And it's things that we might not even see in ourselves. And then when someone says it, it's like, oh, yeah,
Yeah.
maybe I should change. You're right. I was looking at it like this, and now I need to open myself up
Yeah.
because even in development, as you'll know, is you know, we get stuck on certain, like how you were talking about the rosary beads, right? And you
Mhm.
didn't know, you thought she was talking about a name.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
can get so stuck on that
Yeah.
where they can't see it outside of their image. And it's
Yeah.
like, right, but that doesn't mean the same to you, right?
Yeah.
We don't live each other's lives.
Mhm.
I've never lived their life. You're never going to live this life, and we don't know what it means, but that's part of that development where it's like you have to think outside of the box. You don't have to change the information, but
Yeah.
it does mean something to someone else, but in a totally different way.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's
I love it. Oh,
yeah.
your story's great. I love your doctor's office story. Yeah, that's so funny that that's my doctor's name.
Yes.
She's
I
the
know,
only one though.
but spirit, reflection, mirror, always. Everything is right on time. Divine.
I
Yeah.
I know. That's so
Yeah.
awesome. Um, and in your journey, what is it that you could offer somebody that was listening right now that is just starting or doesn't know like which way to go or anything about their path right now? What would be like one piece of advice you could give to somebody that you learned on your journey?
Hmm. Don't look outside yourself. Everything is definitely within. I've always looked for other people to fix me, other people to heal me, other people to love me, other people to give to me, and yeah, when I started going within, I noticed that I was people pleasing. So
Hmm.
it made me feel that I needed people to love me. I needed people to give to me. So it was a me problem. So the best advice that I can give to everyone is please look at yourself. We quick to point fingers at other people and not really realizing where our problem is, right? And it starts with you. And when you figure out what your problem is, what you need to do, stop doing and keep doing or start doing, then you'll have that freedom. That's the best thing. That's spirituality.
Yes.
Free within, liberation. Yeah.
I love it. That was absolutely beautiful. And I agree 1,000% with what you said.
Yes.
Well, you're like, focus on yourself. Don't worry about anybody else.
Oh,
Yeah, I love it because everybody else got their own shit anyways. So like,
and
well, it doesn't matter.
you'll get lost.
Yeah,
You'll
I
get
love
lost.
it.
That I did that. So I say I stand on that. Go within, inner standing at all times.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful. Yes, I love that. So if somebody was going to book a reading with you, where would they go? Where could they find you? Where could they find Miss Rita Divine's info? Like, what are all your socials? Where could they follow you? Where could they see you?
You can find me on YouTube, Rita Divine _8. Also Instagram as well, Rita Divine _8. If you're looking to book, RitaDivine.com. Um, yeah.
And
And
TikTok, Rita Divine.
yes, TikTok,
Yeah.
Rita Divine _8.
Okay.
Um, yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's perfect. So I thank you so much for being here today, for telling your story. And I know a lot of people, this is going to give a lot of people healing or clarity on their path, hearing
Yeah.
your story, transferring from minister to
Yes.
medium.
Yes.
And I love it because you're going to give a lot of people hope and you're going to give a lot of people peace knowing that it's not bad. You
Yes. It's
know? And if anybody's torn listening to your story about should they stay or, should they not be true to their selves, be like, y'all, you hear her, she's doing fabulous. You heard her
yes.
story.
Yes.
Make the switch if that's where your heart is calling you.
Walk
So,
it out.
yeah.
Walk it. That's the best thing. And then I want to show you too the love oil that I got going.
Oh, nice. Do you make the love oil?
Mm-hmm. I
Oh,
do. And, it's infused with mother's work herbs, jasmine flower, vanilla, sour sap, and love infused for me. And I say that because I make sure when I do create that I'm in that loving state of mind. I play music, I dance, and I infuse that love, that energy of love. So it's on my website as well. And the holiday special is going to 440. So yeah, that's one of the things that I got going on too outside of teaching.
yay. Okay, that's awesome. So they can buy your oils too, and you ship in the US?
Yeah, I do.
Awesome. Okay, you guys have to go check her out. She is Miss Rita Divine. She's absolutely beautiful
Yeah.
inside and out. And I thank you so much for being here and everybody listening in. Thank you for hearing her story. And we will see you all next time. I hope you all have a beautiful day and namaste.